class, this is Professor Dixon here, and I want to take a quick moment and talk to you about the initial and follow-up discussion post. What you want to make sure you do every week is on the class discussion board, you'll see post that I post. You're going to see that I use the word follow me. It will always look the same. Read first, follow me is the post that you want to begin with on the class discussion board. You need to locate that post, read it, and that will be the post that you respond to. Always be sure to edit the subject line. You'll want to remove the follow me, read first subject line and replace that with discussion question response or DQ response, and either your first and last name or your last name. Either way, just make sure you edit and remove read first, follow me. The only post on the board that will have the words follow me will be posts that I post to you. Whenever you see follow me, be alert to those. Why? Because I'm going to help guide you to make sure that your posts are on track and have substance. Let's look up a little bit at the actual directions for the discussion questions. We all know that we need to respond and have our main initial discussion post. The read first, follow me post that I put on the board is always your initial discussion question. You want to look at the directions that you want to make sure that it is substantive or it has substance to it. What does that mean? Substance means you want to describe, explain, detail, specify, and provide examples when possible. A good way to help you do that is consider the common questions of who, what, where, when, why, how, and those examples when you can include them. You will also may use resources in addition to your textbook that support your post. However, you must mention the source or sources that you used in your post. This is a requirement every week. The idea is for you to showcase what you have learned. In all of your posts, any post, follow-up post, and initial discussion post, I'm looking for specifics and details that show me what you've learned. If you just wrote, this week I learned how to format a cell in Microsoft Excel, that's great, but it doesn't provide me with any of the core information to really showcase that you did learn something about formatting a cell. So you need to provide those informational details, the specifics, those examples. The same applies when you have follow-up posts. No post on the discussion board should be 2 or 3 sentences. They need to have a lot more detail, a lot more substance than that. Let me show you an example from a different class. This is a student's initial post, and they really are responding to the read first, follow me post that I put on the board. And I provide all of the structure for students just to follow. You can see the student went through, and so you can see the amount of detail that I'm looking for, right down to where they detailed out in full detail the source or sources that they used, that they learned from. I do run the post. Make sure that you never copy and paste text or information from one of your sources and put that into your discussion post. I can come to a website and read information. I'm not looking to see that you've copied it and pasted it in. I want to see in your own words how you would explain and describe and detail what it is that you've learned. Consider the discussion board if you were sitting down having lunch and I'm asking you these questions and then you're providing the information and answers in your own words. In order to help you, you'll want to make sure that you always click on Course Home and specifically look for those weekly announcements. If you scroll down and you find the discussion post area, you'll find that I do include what my expectations are. Even beyond that, in the week 1 announcement, I show you examples. When you're referencing the course textbook, here's a correct example and an incorrect example. When you're referencing a website, here's a correct example and these are incorrect examples. You want to take the time to go through this now because this is going to be an element of discussion post every single week for the next 12 weeks. You'll also see the actual grading chart that I'm going to be using with the point values for your discussion question. And you can see when you look through this specifically what I am looking for. I'm looking for experience and examples, that you reviewed the syllabus, again that you provided examples, and here I'm looking at the substance, these details. Every week I'm going to ask you, what did you learn and where did you learn that information from? Same with follow-up post. I expect to see you explain and discuss. What did you learn that you're able to expand upon the discussion that you can add to, or what information can you throw out that's new information that you've learned and you've discovered that week in class? Discussion question posts are a very important part of our class, and it's an area that if you just take the time now to understand what my expectations are, you'll be smooth sailing. I look forward to seeing some really strong posts on the board. If you've already posted and maybe you've missed some of this, go back and repost. Ultimately, when I grade, I'm looking to make sure that these criteria are met, whether it's completed in 10 posts or in the bare minimum of 3 posts. These are the core aspects that I am looking for. So make sure you go back and examine your own week 1 post if you've already posted, and if you haven't posted, take the time now and start off on the right note. I look forward to working with you again. Take care.